Hello everybody, my name is MrStormCrow and I hope you're having a fantastic evening. Now, a lot of you have been asking, what is my PC setup? Well, not a lot of you guys, but I know the Discord members have. So, sorry to confuse the latter of you bunch, but that is one of the things I am here to discuss, is my current setup, what I do on my Twitch streams at twitch.tv/MrStormCrow if you want to check it out, from the mixer, to the camera, to the setup on my Streamlabs, to the keyboard, and the actual PC. I'm going to be going over the specifications, how to stream, all this sort of stuff that a lot of people don't tend to do in their videos, and I'm going to be trying to do it all in one go. Okay, this is going to be extreme, so be sure to subscribe, like, and, well, comment below on what you think, if I'm right or if I'm wrong. 2020, right? But without further ado, let us begin the video. Now, I'm going to go off with one of the things on the list that's pretty big, which is the Nikon D5500. This thing is actually a mad lad. It's honestly really great at what it does. It's a little expensive. I got this at around $450 around, but it does the job well. And there are some certain things that I do in order to make it work. I have to modify some certain things. If you can believe it or not, I put a rubber band around it so that the on switch is there halfway, so it always works. And I'll even explain this a little bit more, but for the most part, generally, the Nikon D5500 runs pretty smooth, pretty well. I can use it to take pictures. It has a timer built in, so if I have to make thumbnails, that's what I can do. But yeah, the Nikon D5500 is pretty well, and this is what you're actually watching it on. So if you're seeing my face, my beautiful face, that is on the Nikon D5500 as you are watching right now, and it has really great features for a DSLR camera. I highly recommend it if you're entry level and you want to start with maybe even some bigger cameras in the future for anything from streaming or film making if you'd like. So that is one of the key features I wanted to talk about for the setup, and that's pretty much it for the most part. Now let's actually go with the mixer. So if you don't know what I use the Zenix 1204 USB, but funny enough, as it's named a USB, you don't actually need USB. You can actually run an RCA cable, the one that's the red and the white wire, connect that stuff to your actual computer with maybe even a silencer, which I'll actually add a link in the description if you want to check that out. It runs really well with this. Oh yeah, that's one thing I'd actually tell you. I run the A2 2020 cardioid microphone. It's really well done. It's only like $100, which I was very surprised because typically with this stuff, it's like I don't know, easily $200 or $400. This thing does its job very well. Make sure you actually talk in the front and not the back. That might be a problem if you're doing that, but it's really well done. Make sure to do the settings for the mixer. Can be a little complicated, but if you know your shit and you'll learn along with it, you could do very well with it. And again, you have a lot of stuff on this mixer, so be sure to read the instructions. Don't throw that stuff away. It turns out the instructions are very, very important, so I'd highly recommend you to do that. Okay, so read the instructions and learn around with it and play with it, and you'll be sure to get your settings the best as you ever can when it comes to the Behringer 1204 USB. It's a little pricey, it's at $100, so with the actual microphone and the mixer, you're looking around $200 maybe if. But again, it's a great investment if you ever want to stream very professionally. It's really great in my opinion. Hey, I had the extra money, so hey, I may have done some really interesting stuff with it, you know what I'm saying? But other than that, highly recommend you get this. If not, there's some budget ones. I know there's a USB Yeti microphone. Those are pretty dank. They're not bad actually, so if you want to go with that, go with it. But right now, I use the Behringer X1204 and the Cardioid Audio-Technica mic, and it runs very smooth, very well. So recommend that if you want. Now, you may be wondering, what is in that big, beefy computer potato? What is in it? Well, I'll tell you what. There is an X37 Crate Gaming motherboard in there with a Ryzen 7 first gen. This was before, well, let me tell you what. Before, back in my day, there actually was no onboard GPU for the CPU. It's just CPU, that's it. But now with AMD, which is really fantastic, and they're going to be leading the world for CPUs, right, is that actually now they have onboard GPU, so you don't even need a Zotac or a GeForce NVIDIA graphics card on your PC. Now, I'd recommend, of course, to have it now with Cyberpunk and stuff like that, but if you really want to, you could just play with your CPU and that's it. But honestly, I would recommend getting NVIDIA. Don't get an AMD card. AMD cards don't have the real-time physics that are in most engines nowadays, so if you're going to decide on your GPU, be sure to get NVIDIA, because they have some monopoly, and there's some weird political things with this, but it turns out like NVIDIA has a whole monopoly on the physics engine. So be sure to get NVIDIA. I'm probably gonna be getting an RTX 3080 soon because it's $500 and it's not that bad, because I'm probably gonna need it because of Cyberpunk. But if you're wondering what I am running for the GPU, I'm running a Zotac Mini 1080 from what I recall. I'll put it on stream just in case, or on video in case. It's a 1080 and it has like a little bit of VRAM, but it does the job, and I love that. Right, I only got it for like $200 back in 2015. It may have gone up because of the Bitcoin miners, but for the most part, it is very well done. And that's pretty much it for the main components of my build. There are some miscellaneous, is that how I pronounce it? Or just random stuff that I have in there that probably doesn't need to be mentioned, but those are the main components. I have an NZXE case, of course, power supply is Corsair 6500 power supply voltage or whatever it's called. But yeah, that's pretty much most of the PC build. There's not much special to it. The only thing you're gonna need is lots of USB ports, and I even have an actual plugin that has multiple USB ports because you're just gonna need a lot of them when you're streaming. Again, these devices aren't just magically built in, right? You have to actually put them, attach them through USBs. So that's one thing you will be needing, which I'd highly recommend. But other than that, that's pretty much it for the PC build. So one thing that is optional that I'd highly recommend is get a device like Fio or the K5 Pro. These are essentially hardware devices that allow you to change your volume on the fly without affecting the stream. I'm going to put more information on what this device actually is called technicality-wise, but it's a very good thing. So let me actually visualize for you. Okay, I put this headset on my head, okay, whatever. Well, one of the cool things is when I adjust the volume controls on the device, it doesn't affect the stream. So if I want to hear better in CSGO, or just overall the audio on some game, well, I can do it and it won't actually affect the stream's quality or the stream's audio. It's very great, and I had this issue so many times before to really hear, and then of course I have the mistake of having it where it affects the stream. So I highly recommend it if you have the ability to. Oh my god, it's made my life so much better, honestly. And another thing for you guys, if you don't know, run 2 monitors. Don't run 1 monitor. Okay, you need that monitor for gaming. The other monitor, okay, while it may be difficult when you're looking side to side, you need a second monitor for chat and all Streamlabs sort of stuff. It's gonna be so difficult. Like, please full screen your game, or at least have a phone with chat, because it makes your life so simpler and it makes it more fun. So do that if you can. Highly recommend it. It's a lot simpler. It makes your life so much easier, and you're not going to be so frustrated that you want to blow your brains out. So highly recommend that if you get the chance. Or, I mean, I wouldn't recommend 3 monitors, but just run 2 at least. It's very easy going. You don't get stressed out. And you know what's going on, right? You can also, if you have to, Alt-Tab and get rid of someone in chat if they're saying a bad word or whatever. So honestly recommend those things if you can. If not, your life is going to be very disastrous for streaming. So I just want to let you know that. As of current, these are my settings. It's not too complicated. It's pretty much just a simple thing, which is Streamlabs. You have your settings for the destinations. If you want to do a custom link for like Restream.io, you have access to that. Output, I just set it on advanced. You have a simple one that I think it's on default. Switch it to advanced if you can. 1 audio track's what I have. You can set it to multiple if you want. Have it on CBR, bitrate, of course you can change it. It's this one really quick, and you can just press go, and then you have your actual, your actual speed. So other than that, it's not too difficult. Just set your B-frames to 2, profile high, and that's pretty much it. Only thing is make sure it's at 48 hertz stereo, of course. You don't want to do mono. Base canvas, typically you want to have a canvas size that's larger than your output. That way all the pixelation is being compressed, and it's a lot better for people to view your streams, or if you just want to make it on video. Again, it is up to you. You can set your base canvas as the same as your output, but it's going to be a little weird if that makes sense, especially on streams. So set that stuff to at least 1280 x 720, because that's not a lot of people have that actually for 1920 x 1080, or which is 1080p, right? Not a lot of people have access to 1080p. Most people actually, as of current, have access to 720p. So just be sure to do that. Other than that, that's it. That's pretty much it. There's nothing really advanced towards like that, if that makes sense. Well, it has been a very long conversation with you, my fellow chatter, but that is my PC setup as of current of 2020. It has been a shit year, I'm not gonna lie, a very shit year, but you know what? I hope you're doing well, I hope you're alive, and let's actually kick 2020's ass, and let's get to 2021, okay? It'll be much better, hopefully no COVID, I hope. Oh, that would be terrible if we still did. But again, I love you, and I will see you next time on my YouTube channel, where we will be doing news and all sorts of stuff. So maybe there might be something like this in the future. Let me know in the comments if you want to see something like this. But other than that, that's it. I will see you tomorrow, or maybe next time on my streams to come. But that is it for the video on my YouTube. I will see you soon, and bye-bye.